collaboration is the key. And I will introduce Lara Delle. She will be the next moderator from Vaude. And yeah, we will hear, I think the Vaude Green Shape Core Collection is the best example for innovation and cooperation. And through the supply chain, we will hear how this amazing project started and this fully sustainable collection has been launched, and you can see it downstairs. Okay, I hand over to you, Lara.
Okay, thank you very much. So, welcome from my side as well to Material Innovation Part 2, Cooperation is the Key. Today, I, Lara Delle, Innovation Manager Materials at Vaude, would like to present together with Sylvia from Lenzing, Anke from Qmilk, Herbert from Primaloft, and Caroline from DSM, how we partnered together because we wanted to make a real difference in sustainable outdoor gear, and how this cooperation led to success by example of the Vaude Green Shape Core Collection. I would like to start with telling you what Vaude is, who we are. We are a medium-sized family business which develop and sell performance gear like apparel, shoes, backpacks, sleeping bags and tents. Our head office, which you can see in the picture, is located in Obereisenbach, a very small village near Lake of Constance with a beautiful mountain view. And we have a clear vision. We want to make a real contribute to a future world worth living in and be Europe's most sustainable outdoor brand. Yeah, now I would like to show you or to introduce you the Green Shape Core Collection, which we are presenting this week at our booth downstairs. It is a collection which expresses what we imagine the future of sustainable outdoor gear to be. 90% of the diverse materials we are using in this collection are either bio-based, recycled, or pure natural materials. And with eco-friendly manufacturing and fair working conditions, they are processed into the most sustainable products Vaude has to offer. The collection is multi-use. So usually Vaude offers specific products for specific activities, like a bike jacket for biking. But the Green Shape Core Collection covers a wide range of outdoor activities. The products are designed to be versatile and can be flexibly combined. Also, the materials we are using are used in different styles. As you can see here, you can wear it for your everyday life, for yoga, for fitness, for biking, hiking, ski touring, or even for multi-day trips in the mountains. The collection is also unique. So our styles really have an outstanding design and really unique materials, which are super innovative, new, and sustainable. The products, we have 19 products from apparel to backpacks and shoes, work perfectly together and can be designed in different ways, depending on the activity you are doing with the collection and of course also on the weather conditions. We have developed the whole collection over 3 years with the aim of reaching best available sustainability. The collection is also eco-fair, so we are using innovative and sustainable eco-materials. We are saving resources by using renewable and recycled materials, and we produce in Fairware Foundation certified manufacturing mills. With our suppliers, we have been looking for new materials, and where we couldn't find them, we have developed them. That's how we cooperated together with our partners. The collection is already awarded, so we are nominated for the Green Tech Award and for Bundespreis Eco Design. But in which way did we cooperate with our manufacturers in detail? In finding new sources for our fabric and trims. So we are, for example, using EcoPaXX, a bio-based polyamide from DSM, Tencel fleece made with Lenzing's Tencel fiber, Primaloft silver insulation natural blend from Primaloft with Qmilk fibers, and also a Qmilk felt. But what is special, for example, about the Tencel fleece? As you know, our oceans are full of microplastics, and this is also a fleece topic, because due to the construction of fleece, due to the brushed inner side, the fibers are easily coming off through washing or wearing and are remaining in our environment as microplastic. We are the first outdoor brand who has developed a technical fleece whose pile does not release any dangerous microplastic, because we are using Tencel for the inner brushed side, and Tencel is a naturally biodegradable fiber. It's a really super sustainable innovation, and we are very proud that we have it in our collection. We are, of course, using fleece as it's perfect for outdoor equipment, for sports equipment, as it is soft and warm and offers great moisture management. And our Tencel fleece additionally does not smell and offers great stretch. We are using it in our Green Shape Core collection for the jacket, as I'm also wearing, and for the pants, and as well for our recape. More about Tencel, Lenzing, the benefits, and our cooperation, how we work together, will be presented from Sylvia in a few minutes. We have also EcoPaXX. We used it because we need synthetic materials. We really need performance materials which are durable and tear resistant. That's why we wanted to use a polyamide for the collection. And EcoPaXX is a bio-based polyamide made from castor oil, and it's recyclable. We are using it in two different versions. For fabric, in an apparel version, so we are laminating it with a bio-based membrane and the recycled polyester backing. And also for our backpacks, in the coated version, of course, both fabrics are finished PFC-free with our Vaude Eco Finish. And we are also using it for our plastic parts. So all plastic parts like zippers, buckles, everything is made from EcoPaXX. Further, all trims are made from eco-friendly materials. For example, the webbings are made from recycled polyester. Yeah, why did we cooperate with Primaloft to develop a new insulation, the Primaloft Silver Insulation Natural Blend? Because we are using lots of synthetic insulations due to the performance. They offer great moisture management, easy care. They are drying when you are sweating very fast. And we wanted to make these insulations more natural. And we found Qmilk fibers, which are very soft and are hollow fibers. So they capture and store air and offer the great insulation value and natural insulation properties. And that's why we developed the Primaloft Silver Insulation Natural Blend together with Primaloft. We are using it for our apparel and also in our shoes. More about Primaloft and the cooperation with Vaude will be explained in a few minutes from Herbert. Yeah, and finally, why did we develop the Qmilk felt? As it is made from a perfect material source, waste. In Germany, due to the strict food regulation, there's a lot of milk which can't be sold, and this milk is collected from Qmilk, and they are making a very soft fiber, which we are using to make a felt, which we are using in our backpacks and in our shoes. More will be presented from Anke in a few minutes. Yeah, now thank you very much for listening to me. To touch and feel the collection, please visit our booth, also for questions. And now we will hear about the supplier's perspective of the cooperation after viewing our image film.
From dusk till dawn, dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn, from dusk till, from dusk till dawn.
What an honor to be here at the Fashionsustain.Conference. My name is Mitterlehner. I'm from DSM. Now, DSM is a newcomer in this kind of event, and I'm not sure if any one of you heard already of the company. We are a global life science and material science company. And actually, if you pull out your pocket on your mobile phone, 100% of your mobile phones already contain materials from DSM. We are making mobile phones more sustainable, and also in the car industry, making cars lighter, so having less CO2 emission. And I'm very glad also that we got the opportunity, together with Vaude, to bring in our sustainable materials into the outdoor industry, which I'm going to talk about one of the materials today, EcoPaXX, which I'm responsible for. And we also have a team here supporting me on this product. Now, DSM talks a lot about sustainability, but we are actually also recognized for it, and I think that's what we are proud of. We are committed to a sustainable future and driving sustainability in our operations, in the products that we make, but also together with our customers, how we can implement those products into more sustainable fashion collection, in that case with Vaude. So DSM has been recognized in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index as #1 for several years. But we have also been very recently recognized in the Fortune Change the World ranking as #2 of the world. And that indicates there's lots of actions within DSM on contributing to more sustainable products in different industries. Now, enough about DSM. So I want to talk about EcoPaXX, like Lara already mentioned, used in textiles, but also in some molded parts like buckles. Now, we are, as DSM, in the very beginning of the chain, so that's also the reason why we are relatively newcomers. So we basically produce the raw material to make yarns or to make buckles. And in this cooperation, we really worked across the value chain, and I will show you a little bit about that later. And that really made the difference, I think, also coming up with a new material in outdoor apparel for Vaude. What is EcoPaXX? EcoPaXX is a high-performance, bio-based polyamide for sustainable outdoor wear. Available, we are working in woven, but also in knitted fabrics. EcoPaXX combines sustainability with high performance. So we are not compromising on performance, and I think that was also already mentioned by Lara for Vaude. For the outer shell, they need a high-performance material. Cannot compromise, especially in outdoor wear, on lower performance. So EcoPaXX combines, on the one hand, sustainability aspects. EcoPaXX is 70% bio-based, has lower carbon emissions, is recyclable, and therefore also contributing to this whole concept of circular economy thinking. And on the other hand, if you talk about apparel as a textile, on the outer shell, it performs or even outperforms existing fossil-based solutions under wet and high-temperature conditions, which, of course, you can imagine in outdoor apparel is something that is rather important. Durability, and that's also partially linked to sustainability, of course. A material that has keeps its properties for a long time can also translate into a longer lifetime of a jacket or pants. Again, going back a little bit, a combination of performance and sustainability. And then thirdly, a very soft and silky touch, and that's what we discovered ourselves, a little bit by surprise, but something, of course, which is, especially in the fashion industry, something important. Now, what is the bio-based source that I'm talking about in EcoPaXX? So EcoPaXX is based on castor oil. Castor oil is mainly originating from India. It's grown in the Gujarat area, which is a very dry area. You cannot grow a lot of other materials there, so cotton is also planted there. But it's definitely not an area where you could, for example, grow food. And that is very important. So for EcoPaXX, And the castor oil basis is non-competing with the food chain, and we as DSM find it very important because we want to bring materials to the market that are sustainable and also not in competition with the food chain. Their castor plants can grow on very poor soil, don't need much of irrigation, so also again, sustainability aspect, and they're ultimately then transformed, so the beans are harvested and transformed into castor oil. And from that castor oil, there's one other step, and then it's transformed into a polyamide like EcoPaXX. Now, how does this work? I already mentioned it's 70% bio-based, so we still have 30% fossil component in there. Theoretically, you could make 100%, but again, it's the balance between sustainability and performance, and also making 100% bio-based route technology-wise, 100% feasible takes a little bit more work. So we have two building blocks, 30% fossil-based, 70% bio-based. And the bio-based is, as I just mentioned, castor oil. This bio-based content has been certified by external institute. So of course, it's nice if we say that, but we really also have certified this bio-based content. On the carbon footprint, and that is thinking about Paris Agreement and how, of course, in manufacturing of products to lower carbon emission is something that we are also focusing on, and that's also what we are actively working on with customers, understanding the carbon footprint of a product. Irene, my colleague who is sitting here, she is an expert around life cycle analysis, so looking into different kind of materials and how do they compare, not only from a bio-based perspective, so bio-based as such does not always mean it's lower carbon emission. And I think that's, there are more aspects to sustainability than just thinking about bio-based. And what with EcoPaXX, we are really also seeing that because of the energy efficiency of the production process and the carbon process, it's lowering the carbon footprint of the product as we deliver it. And we are going further in that, so we're also making life cycle analysis even of final products with our products in it. Of course, recyclability and run for circularity is the topic here. And it's a very hot topic at the moment if you read the news about the European Commission strengthening really the recycling loops of materials, and I think that's a very, very good direction to go. The recycling concept, of course, requires a cooperation on the one hand from material suppliers, producers, brand owners, but also consumers itself to really make that work. And EcoPaXX can be recycled even in a closed-loop concept. It's thermally very stable, so that means it can also keep its properties on a comparable or same level after recycling. And I think that's also important to note. Yeah, then something, and I mentioned that's more the performance side of it. So sustainability is one aspect, the performance promise is another one. So EcoPaXX has, compared to other polymers that are already used, especially in the outdoor industry, a higher retention of properties, especially if you're operating in moist or wet conditions, and that is something important in the outdoor. So contributing also to longer durability or increased durability. And the silk and soft hand feel, and of course, I can describe it in 2 words, but I invite you to visit the booth of Vaude and touch and feel the parts that are made of EcoPaXX to really experience that. Yeah, then to closing off from my side, so we have been working with Vaude on this, for us, relatively new concept. As I said, we are very much in the beginning of the value chain producing the materials, but we have worked across different partners, have mastered quite some hurdles in scaling up. But I think the very close cooperation and exchange of all partners really made it possible in a relatively short period of time to bring that to the fashion show and the launch of the collection where we are today. So away from the traditional sequential way of working, material suppliers somewhere there and brand owners there, no, we all bring that together. So yeah, that's it from my side. EcoPaXX, a high-performance polyamide for outerwear. Thank you, Vaude, for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to also share the product attributes from our side.
Hello, I'm Anke. I'm the founder of Qmilk, and it's a very big honor for us to be here today because it's the first time, it's a premiere, that we finally can present a collection with a partner, which is Vaude. And we are very happy for this because we have been working on it for 7 years. It's a great pleasure that we finally can show you some products, and a lot of people I know have been asking for this for quite a long time. And I would like to tell you a little bit more about our fiber. And I hope you will see milk today in a little bit of a different light than making yogurt or cheese or other milk products from it today. So we are actually the company which is known worldwide to use non-food milk as technical products. So, and in the first place, we create a textile fiber from it, but it's also a bioplastic. So we are also working on injection molding and other things. So, but today we are here to present the fashion. And maybe some of you know a little bit about my history because when I was 27, I started out with a mixer and a stove in the kitchen to develop a textile fiber, which is probably the most difficult thing I know today that you can ever create because it's very, very complex. But we did it. When we started off, no experts believed in it, and that's why we went a very unusual way. And we wanted to create a textile fiber that is as natural that you basically can eat it. So we wanted to use 100% natural ingredients, and we wanted to have a sustainable process. And that's why we had an idea, and we made trials. And we were successfully implementing now a production facility. But after we got that one running, we also had to go the steps through the supply chain. And now we finally ended up having the first products on the market. Actually, we didn't invent the idea of creating textile fibers made from milk because it's actually as known as human mankind. So it's the first bioplastic ever invented. And in the 1930s, you can see that there were already milk fibers invented also. It was actually a German invention. But they needed a lot of chemicals and formaldehyde to get it stable. And when I first heard milk fibers, it was so crazy and unusual. How can you create textile fibers made from milk? And then I found out that they needed so many chemicals that I wanted to do it better. And that's how we started off with the mixer, and we created so many recipes that we could use really 100% natural ingredients. And we also created a sustainable process that only takes up to 5 minutes. We use a maximum of 2 liters of water. We have 0 waste, and we also have a low temperature. This is why the fiber is actually the fiber with the lowest CO2 emission worldwide. Next to sustainability, the fiber has also some very interesting features. It's antibacterial as silver. So it's antibacterial against E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus, which is one of the main bacteria stems in hospitals. And even lots of chemicals don't work against it, but our fiber does. So, and it is also flame retardant, and it's temperature regulating. So it's actually very similar like a wool from the performance, but it is like a silk from the touch. And we belong to the protein fibers. And that's why we have a lot in common with wool. So we have the same temperature regulating aspect that we keep the warmth, but we also have a cooling aspect. So when you touch the fiber, it's cooling in the first place. Next to this, we have a very nice color brightness because it keeps the color, and it shines very brightfully. Maybe you have also heard about milk paints. actually that's the same basis because it keeps the color and it's a very extraordinary color brilliance you have never seen before, and you can dye it at very low temperature, which also brings a sustainability after we created the fiber through the whole supply chain. We also have no finishings on it because we have no electrostatic charge, and it also has a light density, and we also have a chemical resistance against acids, any foods and oils, so it's also a very high chemical resistances. So here you can see the fiber under the microscope, and that's why you see a lot of people feel wool as scratchy because it has such flakes on the surface, and we have a very smooth fiber. As I mentioned, we belong to the protein fibers like wool, like silk, because we use the protein from the milk to create it. So we are basically the symbiosis of wool and silk. And many people see us in, clothing, like underwear, or a pullover, a t-shirt, sportswear, but we are also a fiber with technical features. So you can also bring us in paper, where we can make paper, for example, waterproof, and tissues. So also the medical applications or automobile, a lot of things are possible, actually. So in cars, you could use it for the interior, for filter, even for tires, So textiles, you don't even see nowadays where textiles are used because it's so common and usual for us. Then in bedding, imagine you sleep in a bed that's light, that's temperature regulating, that's antibacterial, we absorbs water very easily, so we lose half a liter of water every night when we sleep, and when it's great when your bed absorbs this moisture. So then one of the biggest innovations actually that we are the first thermobonding fiber that's compostable and 100% natural. Now, there are many materials that are combined, for example, with the hemp, but usually you needed a polyester to make it strong and stiff and to basically bind it together. But with Qmilk, you can do it in a 100% natural way, and then it's still compostable, which is a very unique feature. But our fiber doesn't melt by heat, it only melts by pressure and heat, and this also brings a great new flame retardancy to those new materials. And then, of course, in clothing, it's breathable, it absorbs water, it's antibacterial, it's light, it's temperature regulating. So that's why we perfectly fit to the sports industry. And one of the applications we have here now is our application in felt, and there we are in a combination of wool, but when you add the Qmilk to it, then it gets soft, it loses its pilling effect, the felt gets stiffer, so we also bring new applications and properties to old ways and old materials, so you can highlighting them with it. And one of the most important points is that we use non-food milk. So it's very important for us that we don't take anything from the food industry. What hardly anybody knows is that 2 million tons are disposed every year in Germany alone. And it's a worldwide problem. This milk actually is happening in 3 steps. So at the farmer, you have cholesterol milk, for example, which is not allowed in Europe to be used as food, and this is why you cannot deliver to the dairies. But also the dairies, they have failed productions. They call us, I have several hundreds of pallets, we have to dispose them. And also in the grocery stores, you have to think about it. The foods that are out of date cannot be used anymore, so you cannot even donate them. So that's why they go to waste. And we give a totally new point on using them, and we say rather, upcycle it before you waste it. And as I mentioned, since we take it from a non-food stream and we upcycle it in a very sustainable process, we are actually the fiber with the lowest CO2 emission worldwide. and you can recycle it in many ways. So the easiest one is that we are actually compostable in about 6 weeks, but you also can recycle it and create new materials from it. As I said, you can bring it into injection molding. It also gives a high energy performance when you burn it, but the most official one, of course, is reusing it, and then after you cannot reuse it anymore, then compost it. So, and this shows you a table where you can see that we are actually compostable and home compost in 6 weeks, which is quite fast, but don't worry, you can still wash your t-shirt and everything by 60 degrees. Nothing will happen. It's like your wool pullover, which you have over many years in your closet, and then when you bury it, then it would also degrade. So, well, thank you so much for your attention, and I pass over to the colleagues.
Surprise.
Okay, thank you.
To Herbert.
Primaloft.
Again, not, sorry. It's again not Sylvia, it's me now. My name is Herbert Lindenmaier. I'm from Primaloft. I'm the area salesman or the territory manager of Primaloft for the DACH region, and so I'm the face to Vaude from Primaloft here in Europe. So first of all, thank you to Lara and Vaude for inviting us. That I think that is an example for our cooperation, that they gave us the possibility to participate here today during. Oh, here I am. Oh, sorry. Okay. So from my side, I will talk about the cooperation. I think cooperation is one of the topics of that presentation, and Primaloft started in consumer activities in 1990 in the US. Then we came to Europe and started there in 2002. And since very early in that time, we cooperate with Vaude. So that started in 2003, 2004. What gives an idea about the long cooperation and partnership between us. And due to this partnership, we developed a very trustful cooperation. Vaude is a very consequent partner of using our installations, which are mostly synthetical based, so polyester based, but a little bit more about this later on. And I would say Vaude is our best motivator to push our ecological and sustainable activities, because they are so sustainability driven that they always also try to influence their suppliers in that way. So, and a few examples about our cooperation under sustainability aspects, of course. So Vaude has been the first adopter of our Primaloft wool blend. So we created a product which is a blend of wool and our Primaloft polyester fiber. Then Vaude is I would say, our most consequent user of our recycling-based installations, which we have more and more in our program. And they are the first which are really switching completely to our recycling-based products. Then further on, there is the common development of our Primaloft Silver Insulation Natural Blend, which is included into the core collection. And of course, new sustainable solutions are under development within the scope of our R&D alliance, and maybe we can do something in the future together with Qmilk or whatever. So I think maybe there are other possibilities of cooperation in the future. Sustainability, just what does sustainability mean for us, or what are our activities? Just a small trash fact. The Americans throw away 2.5 million plastic bottles every hour. So that gives an idea about the big quantity of waste based of only this product. So there's really a lot to recycle. We are transforming more and more of our products to use a recycled content. So more and more of our products do have recycling content, and it was a clear goal which was given in 2015 that within the next 5 years 90% of our products should have at least 35% recycled content. So last year we saw, okay, we are really quick on that road, so we decided that we will not have only 35% recycling content in this product, but 55% of recycling content in our products, in 90% of our products until 2020. And of course, we as well look at our footprint. So in our production, we try to reduce the energy. So there is not only the recycling, which is important for our product. So here is again this 5-year plan. So you can see that we have different product categories, which are gold, silver, and black. And so we already transferred 11 of the products from gold. From the 11 products, 7 to PCR content. From silver, it's 6 out of 14, and from black, it's 3 out of 6. So, and it's a clear way for the next years. So, but now let's come to the part or to the product which is included into the core collection. It's our Primaloft silver insulation natural blend, which is including recycled polyester and Qmilk fiber. So why is it Qmilk fiber, which was included into this insulation product? I would say the reason is there. At the very beginning there was Vaude, and they inspired us to include a natural fiber into this new product. Then Qmilk fiber is a very light and resilient fiber, which is as well resistant to water, which is very similar to our Primaloft fiber. Then Qmilk is difficult to spin, so that means it's a good possibility to include it in a non-woven like we have in our insulation. Qmilk is considered as one of the lightest natural textile fibers which are existing. It's a renewable fiber, and most of the Qmilk trees are wild, so they are not cultivated in plantations or monocultures. Qmilk requires no fertilizer or pesticides. No chemical treatments are required in the processing. It can be a good source of income for the inhabitants in the rainforest. And a Qmilk fiber tree provides approximately 20 kilo of fiber material per year, so that's a lot, I would say. So the trees are valuable for the people there where they are growing. Qmilk fibers are not further treated, so no washing, no chemicals, treatment after the harvest. And last but not least, Qmilk fibers are, of course, easy biodegradable. Mostly cultivated in Southeast Asia and Africa. The Qmilk trees are very big trees, so it's not really not a plantation thing. Yeah, the fibers are 2 to 4 centimeters long, so that's very good to be combined with our Primaloft fibers in the insulation product. Yeah, so I speed it up a little bit to give Sylvia the possibility to have a few minutes as well.
Thank
so next is Sylvia from Tencel.
Thank you. So, yeah, we are now working since 10 years with Vaude, so they are using Tencel, our lyocell fiber Tencel, since several years for their green shape collection because it's sustainable but also functional. And last year they invited us to develop together a fleece which does not release microplastics to the ocean. So this was the background of our cooperation for this special product. And it's not easy to develop a fleece with a cellulosic fiber. Usually fleeces are made with polyester or polyamide, and it was really a challenge for the fabric producer. So Our part in this cooperation was first the sustainability part, to give the information about the biodegradation in the oceans, but also some technical support to choose the right fiber type. So in my presentation, I will now explain how Tencel is made, why it's sustainable, and also why it's functional. Yeah, Tencel is made of the renewable raw material wood. So we use a special wood pipe, dissolving wood pipe, and we use several wood types. For example, eucalyptus wood from plantations, mainly from South Africa, but also wood from Central Europe, like beechwood, spruce, birch, pine, and other wood types. So we need special requirements to make fiber. So this dissolving wood pipe has special requirements. It has to be very pure, and also it has to be stronger than, for example, paper wood pipe. Some people are concerned if there is enough wood available in the world to produce cellulosic fibers, but only 2 to 3% of the industrial wood pipe is used for the textile production. So most wood is used for bioenergy, for construction wood, for furniture, and also for paper. So we use only wood from sustainable wood sources, so we don't use any wood from endangered or ancient forests, and all our wood is either certified or controlled by FSC or PEFC. Yeah, the Tencel production process is a very special process. For example, the viscose process is a chemical process where you need several chemicals, acids, alkalines, and a very toxic chemical, CS2, and you have often problems with water pollution and also toxic emissions to the air. The Tencel lyocell process is completely different. You need only water, a non-toxic solvent, and wood pulp. And this non-toxic solvent is recycled to almost 100%. For this reason, you have almost no wastewater and no sulfur emissions. And for this reason, you have a very sustainable process. What was important for Vaude, that Tencel as a cellulosic fiber is biodegradable and also compostable. So biodegradable means the chemical and mechanical degradation, but compostability includes also that the compost doesn't contain any toxics and contains also some nutrients for the growth of plants. So we made here, for example, a test. So this is a 100% Tencel denim shirt. So this is a test preparation. The shirt has been cut into pieces. Then it has been mixed with bio waste, put in vessels, and after some weeks, we looked how it developed. And here you can see after 4 weeks of composting, you see already the degradation. And after 12 weeks, only the polyester threads and the linings and the buttons are left. So the Tencel fiber is completely biodegraded. It's not only biodegraded in soil or in compost, it can be also biodegraded in seawater. So we have even a certificate for this from WinCod, and you have a biodegradation of the Tencel fiber after 63 days, a disintegration after 12 weeks, no toxics are left, so which are harmful to the animals in the sea. And this is the reason why Vaude decided to use Tencel for these special fleece. Yeah, Tencel has also some functional properties. So it has a very smooth fiber surface. So for this reason, it's very soft, very comfortable on the skin, but in addition, it absorbs also moisture. So in comparison to synthetic fibers, it absorbs also moisture, and it's much more comfortable on the skin. Yeah, here you can see the structure of Tencel. So the blue color is the moisture in the Tencel fiber. Because of its special structure, the moisture is distributed very evenly. So Tencel can absorb about 50% more moisture than cotton and absorbs also moisture very fast, whereas polyester, for example, doesn't absorb any moisture. And here you can see the wicking behavior after a few seconds, and you can see also the dark spots is the moisture, so that Tencel absorbs moisture very fast. And especially in combination with synthetic fibers, it keeps the body cool and dry and makes it much more comfortable and suitable for active sportswear. Yeah, this was my presentation. Thank you very much.
Maybe her.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Are there some questions from the podium? I have this wonderful cube, so you will see my growing abilities. I can do that. That's far away. Okay. Oops. Pass it on, please. Pass it on. Just
Work?
yes, it does. We can hear you.
I have a question for EcoPaXX. The 70% bio-based material and 30% fossil. Is this fossil virgin material or recycled material?
No, it's virgin material.
Is
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's virgin material that we are using.
all right. And are you thinking about using recycled material at that point?
Well, as I mentioned, there are several directions. So either you go 100% bio-based, or indeed thinking about recycling. But then I talk more about recyclability of the end product, rather than thinking about using recycled content as one of the input streams. But yeah, thinking about a whole recycling loop of the end product, that's definitely something, yeah, that we are.
All right. Thank you.
That's something we will talk about later on as well. So, any more questions? Yes, in the front.
Thanks. Yeah, hi. I also have a question about EcoPaXX. For example, if I compare EcoPaXX to other plastic materials, in other plastic materials we have to deal a lot with risky chemicals, such as phthalates, lead, cadmium. Those are chemicals of risk specifically for plastics. Do you use any of phthalate-like materials to give it its properties?
No, so you mentioned the examples of
Phthalates, for example. I mean, not all phthalates. Yeah,
No. It's completely free of those kind of hazardous substances, and of course, it's also one of our policies that we screen, the toxicity or hazardous substances, and EcoPaXX does not contain those kind of materials.
Mm-hmm. And maybe another question, you mentioned it is possible to make hard plastics out of EcoPaXX and yarn. Is it also possible to make coatings or soft plastics?
Soft, not so much. So in terms of molded parts, you mean? No, the soft parts is difficult, but we do have other materials, also eco-based, that fit more in the soft side. So Arnitel Eco, for example. But EcoPaXX, if you mold it really in a part, it's a relatively rigid part. Yeah, you can also feel it, the buckles and the zippers, these are more the rigid side of it. Only if you transform it into yarns and then weave it or knit it, then you get this soft and silky touch that I mentioned in the presentation.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, I have one more question. Did you do a pitch, or how did you find all those innovations and all your partners?
With some partners, we are already working together for quite a long time. For example, Tencel or Primaloft. And then, of course, we are always checking everything which is going on the supply chain, check out new materials, and that's how we found DSM and Qmilk. Okay. And then we just invited them to come to our head office, to our office, and spoke with them and found out that they are partners which have the same vision as Vaude has, and that we fit perfectly together. And
then you actually sat together on the table and created, or did everyone on his own sit in his own
Yeah,
parts? I guess, both.
Like regular update meetings in which we defined the next steps and checked what we have reached so far, and then everyone has his own to-dos, and that's how we cooperated.
Great. Really great cooperation. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I think, we go on with the program. Thank you.
Okay.
Applause is yours.
Thank you.